Preview.
Well, Winker, we've upgraded. I guess as we get closer to the half-century mark of episodes,
Yeah.
allow us to come back to the upscale studio.
Check this out.
We are in the back studio.
And Tommy, I know you've read all these books.
From cover to cover, except that one about what was it? Yeah. There's a couple of them I haven't done. Yeah. So anyway,
Happy Friday.
Yeah, man, and crazy. Look, I knew yesterday when I saw that line being as soft as it was that it was probably going to be a Giants win. After the long trip out there, weather change is significant, and that actually has an effect on how the balls fly. But Danny Castano came out and gave up 3 runs in the first. We could
calm down again. It was
calm down, and then was fine for the next 4 innings. But we just couldn't get any bats on. I think we only had 2 hits.
It's interesting because
that's a problem. That's a serious problem.
I knew we were in trouble when I saw Jazz Chisholm looking like he was playing in the
movie with Keanu
Yukon.
Reeves called The Sandlot because he's got the hoodie in the back.
He was so
how come the Marlins can't come up with some nice winter weather?
Everyone, it's funny you said. No, everyone was like, you could just see they pulled everything they had out of their closet or stopped at like a Marshall's on the way to the game.
Ross, Target, wherever.
Everything they could get their hands on. They were freezing.
Yeah. So
and then the last thing is I knew we were in trouble when that giant bunny.
Now let's talk about that because there's a story behind that, and I did some research on that. So. This is an actual therapy bunny.
Yeah.
This is not
I knew it was a comfort bunny.
Yeah, because otherwise you're not going to bring a rabbit inside a ballpark. I don't care who you are. Even if you own the team, you're not going to bring a rabbit. And this is a Flemish giant. Yeah. That's the actual breed. The long ears, like the long ears, like Watership Down, like the book when I was a kid, when we were kids, is actually a therapy bunny. He has his own Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the guys that were doing the broadcast for us, they're like, whoa, look at that bunny. And then they're like, hey, what are they going to give that rabbit to eat? And it's like P.F. Chang's. I don't think they eat P.F. Chang's. Don't look like there's any carrots in there. Like, really. And here's part 2 of it. I'm not sure that you can actually train a rabbit, like house train a rabbit to not poop in the ballpark.
Right.
And then you got, later on, some kids are running around down there like, oh, Raisinets. Let me try those.
We had a bunny. Bunny wandered into my front yard. I grabbed it, put it on next door. I put it on next door, and immediately everyone called me like, "Don't give it to anyone; they're going to eat it." We ended up keeping the bunny.
You live in that part of town where they eat chicks? The road chickens.
It's a delicacy. But the thing was, that bunny, it was one of the best pets we ever had. We just kept it in the backyard, and it poops. But the poops look like Raisinets.
Yeah, and listen,
they're not offensive. So.
I promise you that if that bunny pooped, Alex the Great, they call him, would have, relieved himself at the ballpark. There would have been a child.
The last thing on the bunny
sampled that.
I tweeted out last night. That bunny's seen some things.
Yeah.
That bunny's.
Oh no! Listen, he's been to NASCAR. He's been to kayaking championships.
But he looked like that's a bunny who's lived some life. Like he looked a little rough around the edges.
Yeah. He was rough. In fact, he was the most compelling thing after the first inning to watch. Actually, slugging, we're at 26th in the league at 358. 26. The bats have got to pick up. And look, I'm not opposed to bringing out some weird Spanish rituals to try to, wake the bats up again. But I'm not going to do it prematurely. Let's see what happens tonight. We've got Sandy going against Alex Wood, Alex Wood is the guy that pitched the Sunday game here at Lone Depot that we lost 1-0. And he looked pretty good.
Yeah, it'd be interesting with the player's routine, like to talk to probably Dean Nicola's not traveling with the team or
no. We've only got there are only a couple guys that are out there.
But it'd be interesting to hear what their schedule was because it's like, I think if I was the manager, I'd be like, don't get out of bed. Don't leave the hotel. Like, just rest. Like,
just chill.
Just get through this day. I guess it's going to be another cold night, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's San Francisco. So Mark Twain said the coldest winter he ever had was summer in San Francisco. Here's something that I want to talk about that kind of perplexed me is, so you've got Brian Anderson with an oblique injury. They put him on the 10-day IL. Jordan Holloway, they bring him up. I get that. He pitched pretty good. 2 innings against St. Louis Cardinals on the 5th. No hits, 3 or 4 strikeouts. Looked pretty impressive for a young guy. But then the other guy they brought up, middle infielder Joe DeVries, who has never played a game above the Hammerheads, which is what, high A?
Single
high A. Dude, that's like Legion Ball.
Yeah.
He's going straight from Legion Ball to the majors.
Yeah.
No. Joe Dunand, and look, you're trying to replace a third baseman. So you got Birdie, who's a utility guy that can do it. And you've got Miggy Rojas, who's taking some reps at third. So you can switch the infield around a little bit. But why don't you bring up Joe Dunand? Joe Dunand is the nephew of Alex Rodriguez, who's actually competed at AA level and had a great spring. I mean, that move to me was kind of weird. But I'd love to see Joe Dunand. He's a natural third baseman. You don't have to play people out of their positions. So yeah, I would think that would have been a smarter move all around. But here's the surprise. This morning at FIU's baseball facility,
right,
Anibel Sanchez was working out.
Really?
Through consistently at 90, hit 92. There were several teams there. Obviously the Mets, Philly, Miami, Toronto, Detroit, who else? Oh, and the Diamondbacks. We're all out there watching them work out. We could spend a little bit of that Loan Depot park money to get him. I think maybe give him $1.5 million guaranteed, and that's it. One season only, and bring him back to Miami. How cool would that be?
Good breaking news, man.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. But look, there's other teams in the hunt too. So, but I would imagine that his first choice would be to come back to Miami, where he kind of got started. So let's hope that kind of works out. But I don't know. Are we going to see another sighting of Alex the Great tonight? I'm guessing, yes.
I have to.
I'm sure somebody gave those people free tickets.
That rabbit was a hit, man.
Yeah. Well, he would have been eaten if he was here. We wouldn't allow that. We don't allow. No. We might have allowed
we need a Marlins rabbit. That's all there is to it. Now we
need our own rabbit.
A lot cuter rabbit.
Yeah, and maybe a different color, because that color was kind of that was like Morris the cat color.
Yeah, he looked pretty rough.
Yeah, you gotta have him well groomed. If you're gonna take your animal to the park, it has to be well groomed. Can't be like one of those little rat terriers that's got the one tooth hanging out. You gotta brush his teeth. Put a little coat on him, like a uniform. It's
funny you say, because there was a tweet this morning. I don't know why it was on my timeline, and it showed Arnold Schwarzenegger like at his biggest. there he is in the bikini flexing, and it said me on Friday night, and then it showed. I guess the context was there was a new shirtless photo of current Arnold Schwarzenegger at what is he, 80 years old? Yeah, and it was like
it's probably still big.
Me on Sunday night.
Oh,
so
nice.
It was like that bunny kind of reminded me of that same
Sunday
analogy.
Night Bunny.
Sunday night
Arnold. That's hilarious. That's rough. All right, so listen, I do know this. Later on, Tony Bosch has a show. He's got Paris
right here in this studio.
In this studio, right here where we're sitting. Paris Feely, who was on one of those Ray Lewis teams, who has turned out to be a really, really successful businessman, is going to be on the show with him.
That's cool.
And so Nick Turnbull, he is got COVID a few weeks ago, and they've not had the show for a while. So this will be the triumphant return of what is it called? The show, The Ugly Truth with Nick and Tony. The Ugly Truth with Nick and Tony. So looking forward to that. I'll be producing and filming that back here. And I've met Paris, and he's a really, really cool guy. So looking forward to that show.
So other games.
We need the bunny with Jazz Chisholm color.
Oh yeah, blue bunny.
Right. Oh, that would
there'd probably be PETA would raise hell though.
Just a blue mohawk on the top.
But I'm pretty sure that PETA would raise hell. I actually think that stands for people eating tasty animals. But
so then we have again another late night game.
Yep.
Tonight. I mean, for us, 3 hours late. So we're going to see a 9:45 start tonight. 9:45 start.
Yep.
Saturday night.
And then a day game, which was still not going to. It's going to be
4
like
p.m.
2:45 or 3:45. Yeah, I'll have to look that up real quick. But that because then they got to fly to Milwaukee. And
and it's interesting. I mean, I don't know how they got this like cross country thing, and I think one thing that we're finding out is San Francisco's a good ball team. Yeah, and so it's interesting. It's like we're going up against, so
4:05 on Sunday.
So it's 7:05 our time, or
4:05 our time. So 1:05 start in.
And Saturday night
9:05.
Yeah, so 6:05 start out there. Great.
Yeah. So it's going to be good.
Good.
Looking forward to it. Like to at least take a couple. We got our big guys coming now. You got Sandy, and then you got Pablo.
Yep.
So we need to get at least a win or two out of those guys.
It would be funny to see Sandy before the game saying, like, guys, can you help me out with?
How about
I need
runs?
3 runs, 4 runs.
I'll
That's
take
all I'm
care of the
asking for.
rest. Yeah, 0 run support. But look, I just said their their slugging percentage is .358, which is 26th in the league. So they need to pick that up, do something with that, because these guys are actually coming out and pitching pretty decent games.
Yep. Well, even last night, 3 runs. You can't win. It's hard to win a Major League Baseball game if you can't score 3 runs.
You got to score at least 3. So tonight, 9:45 start on Bally Sports, South Florida, which is, I think, what, 213 on the Direct TV? I can't remember. I just read the thing down at the Legion where they tell me what. Anyway, here we go. Let's flip the M. Go
Have a great
fish.
weekend.
Episode 49, 50 on Monday. We're going to have a giveaway, I think.
Wow.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, go fish.
Preview.